Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey you guys, what's up? Happy Tuesday. What's going on, everybody? I hope you all are having a marvelous Tuesday. Please come on in, make sure you like and share the video, and please feel free to subscribe to the Hood Table if you are not already subscribed. Please and thank you so very much. And also, of course, if you want to hit that Cash App and donate to the platform, please feel free to do that as well. $sign the Hood Table 402. But what's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? Feel free to drop down and get your eagle on in the chat. What's up, Robin? How you doing? Hey. What's up, y'all? I don't know how long this show is going to be today. Probably about an hour, give or take. I'm trying not to extend my lives too very long. But what's up, Jay Truth? How you doing? I know it's a lot of people been going live. Today, yesterday, and some live setup later today. So, as I always say, I'm just getting in where I fit in. Okay. But I want to discuss 3 things today. Mainly, unless we get a little bit off course or unless somebody else throws in another topic or some tea. First thing at first, I want to get, out the way is we have somebody in the B sector who's on the sick and shut-in list. And I'm sure most of y'all probably already know who that is. And although I'm also sure that some of y'all don't really care one way or the other about this person, I still want to add them to the sick and shut-in list. And that is Brian, or better known as Brian in my Spilly Boy voice. Now, Brian, he's been in the hospital. He's been coming on live, in the hospital, in the bed, hooked up to machines. From what he has been telling us, he is dealing with some blood clots that was in like his groin area and his leg area or somewhere down there. And I had saw him live on Rose channel this morning. And Sassy had jumped, on the panel. And Sassy, girl, you almost took me out. Sassy had me over here with tears running down my eyes. Because Sassy, don't tell nobody I told y'all, but Sassy started tearing up on the show. And because of her tearing up, when I see people get emotional like that, I just automatically do it too. So I'm over here, eyes watering and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Sassy's like, we want you to get better. We want you to take care of yourself. Forget all this B sector shit, because Brian was up there going back and forth with Jay Dunn. Jay Dunn was in the chat. And I guess Jay Dunn, she was saying basically this is some reap what you sow type of shit. This is some what goes around, comes around type of shit. This is some karma type of shit. I don't know if that's what she was insinuating, but that's what it seemed like. And Brian kept saying, this has nothing to do with what he did to Newbie, and we all know what happened with the Newbie situation. I had did a video about it. I had even got teary-eyed about it when that happened a year or so ago, because I'm like, y'all know my oldest son used to deal with what Newbieology deals with, and that was emotional for me to see him, what he did to that video and keep looping it and looping it and looping it when she was, having her issue going on live on the panel. So now he did apologize for it. I've never heard him apologize for it, but he has said that he's apologized to Newbie, several times. He was like 2, 3, 5 times or something like that, 10 times. I don't know, but I'm taking his word for it. And if he didn't do it, I'm sure somebody out there would be able to say, Brian, why you lying? But he claims that he, apologized. And I'm sure if Newbie accepts that, which she seems like the kind of person who would accept his apology, especially if he did it genuinely, from his heart, something like that. I think she would accept his apology. And if she can accept his apology, I'm good with it. I ain't gonna, drag it on or nothing like that. But I'm just, telling you guys what I seen, what I saw down here on the YouTube streets. And that was one of the shows that I was watching, Honest Road, this morning. Brian had his live because Brian, he didn't really want to get too much into a back and forth. I don't think he planned that to be arguing while he was laid up in the hospital on his sick bed. But you know how Jay can be. Jay, you my girl, but you can bring the worst out of some people. And he was like going back and forth with her. And Sassy was trying to interrupt, talking about, leave that alone, fuck that shit. You in there in your sick bed. You got to have a surgery in a few hours. What is you doing? Why is you arguing with her? Leave that. You can argue and fight with Jay Dunn after you get home from the hospital. After you are recuperated, after you are doing better, back at home in your comfortable space. And then if you want to still go back and forth with Jay Dunn, do that then. So she was trying to, redirect the conversation. And so then, what's his name? Brian, he told Honest Bro that he really mainly hit his panel because he was interested in his trip down to the LA, where he was over there, seeing Cardi B, sitting, watching the concert from another state. That's what they said, not me. But it is funny though, because somebody said it looked like him and the people behind him was sitting on the back wall. Like you can see a wall behind them, but I don't know if that's the wall because every section has a wall, behind the chairs before it get up to the next level. So I don't know if he was sitting all the way back, but it did seem like it because I couldn't see shit every time he was trying to show us somebody down on the stage. I was like, all I see is a light. All I see is a light. But, anyway, Honest Row had fun. He enjoyed himself. Nevertheless, regardless of, who he was supposed to be out there kicking it with, he claims he still enjoyed himself, even though some people think that he was more disappointed than he's probably letting on. I think he's just trying to save face, because people, are having secondhand embarrassment for him because we all knew that, Shakim wasn't going to go down there with him. And now he's talking about going to a Rakim concert. And he even said on his show today with Sassy and Brian on there that he really believes that Shakim is going to make it this time to the next concert, to the Rakim concert. And Ro plans to meet him there. Child, this is worse than relationship behavior. If you want my honest opinion, and I'm gonna give it to you. Hold on, let me get a sip of this good old ice cold water. I don't want to be sipping in y'all ear. But this is worse than relationship behavior. Let me readjust my chair. This is worse than relationship behavior. Why I say this? Because even in some relationships, some people don't give people a second chance. But if you are in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, and you love that person, y'all have been through the thick and thin, the high and lows, the good and the bad, sickness and health, if somebody fucks you over, stands you up, do you wrong, you're more apt to giving them another chance only because, that's your person. That's your people. That's the one. You know what I'm saying? Like him giving him another chance after he stood. He didn't just, okay. He did not just stand him up down the street at the Applebee's. Not down the street at the Denny's. Not down the street at the Golden Corral. Not down the street at the steakhouse. He stood him up half away, all the way. And I found out today where he lives, not through research, but Brian accidentally said it on, Roll's show this morning. I won't repeat it, but from where I hear he lives, he basically traveled the whole country to get to LA. So he stood you up, not even privately, not even you going somewhere and nobody knew about it. Oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe they got sick. Maybe they got ran over by a bus. Maybe they got bit by a dog. Maybe their house caught on fire. Shit happens. But it was out in public. So everybody knows, everybody saw. And a lot of people got secondhand embarrassment because they were like, bro, how could you believe that he was coming down there? And then Rose said this morning, and he might have said this before, but he said this morning when he was talking to Sassy and Brian that he said, I swear, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear maybe a week or so before they were supposed to leave, he said Shakim showed him a copy of a plane ticket or something like that. So he had assumed, he's showing a plane ticket. He got to have a ticket, and then they got the tickets to the show, plane ticket to the show. They're supposed to share a hotel room. So, bro, he was telling Brian this morning, that's why he really assumed that he was going. Then to come out, find out a couple of days before, he claims he wasn't going. Then he wanted people to raise $1,000 for him to go and get him flued out, which nobody was trying to do. So now he wants to give Shakim another chance. He said he was not coming the other day he said, matter of fact, it was like, how many days before the trip though? I think it was like a few days before the trip he said he wasn't going. And of course, by then, Ro already got his plane tickets. He probably already had his luggage packed, took time off for work. He said also, he needed a getaway. Every now and then we just got to get away. So he figured, well, it'll be good for me to get away anyway. So of course he's going to continue on with the trip. Me personally, I would rethink giving him another chance to meet me anywhere, especially out of town, somewhere where you have to fly and travel. I would be like, just come here. I ain't going nowhere, nigga. Come here. Come meet me. Book you a hotel. I can meet you at a restaurant. We can go to a game. We can go to an event, something going on to the city, walk in the park, whatever, movies, whatever. But I wouldn't be traveling across the country, not a second time. But anyway, it was quite entertaining this morning, even though Brian was over there on his sick bed, talking from the hospital. He had me laughing because he was like, now, Ro, I know what they said about you ain't true, that you really like that man, that you think he's attractive or something like that. And Ro was like, well, I think you're attractive too. Brian was like, don't look at me like that. Now you like my brother. You like my brother from another mother. You're not supposed to tell me I'm cute or think I'm attractive or something like that. But yeah, so he was trying to explain to Brian, why he, thought that Shakim was going to be there. And so Brian realized that Ro likes Shakim. And I don't know how, I don't want to say I don't know how he didn't know. Because again, the man is over there on his sick and shut-in bed. So that probably explains why he hasn't been all caught up and he probably hasn't watched a lot of videos or caught a lot of clips or footage, on the Ro and the, Shakim situation. But, he was just summing it up for him and everything. If y'all want to check that out, make sure y'all go pay Ro a click and a view this morning, because some of the stuff we had already heard, but again, Brian, he wasn't in on everything. He didn't realize what all was going on. He literally thought Ro was just going there, you know, it was just, you know, a meet and greet or something like that. And I think he said he even thought, didn't the man perform for Cardi B or something? I'm like, is he trolling us just like Conscious was trolling us the other day when he hit YouTube Cameras panel talking about, well, he did have a wonderful concert. Didn't he have Conscious energy? He did have a wonderful concert. Good job, my brother, on your concert. Good job. I'm sure you had fun down there to the Cardi B. I'm like, if this motherfucker don't quit trolling, y'all doing too much trolling. Y'all is doing too much trolling. And Skillet, I saw that video you tagged me in the other day, girl. Oh, Skillet. Skillet, that was a good one, Skillet. That was a good one. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on that. I'm gonna have to follow you. I'm gonna have to follow you on that, you know, to keep up with you on that situation. But that was a good one. I'm sure nobody ever thought to do that. But you know what? Nobody ever thought that, you know, such and such was gonna do that to the baby either. But yeah, I'm sick of this trolling, child. What up, Talented? Formerly known as Talent. What's up? Yeah, Skillet, I saw you. I was a little late on the tag because I didn't even realize I had got tagged. Because, you know, to see your tags, you got to go to your comments, then you got to go to your mentions. And sometimes I'll be forgetting to go to my mentions, so I didn't see the tag. But that was very, very interesting. Very interesting. But yes, somebody has said earlier, thanks for not sipping in our ear. I'm getting so sick. These people here eating and smacking and licking and lapping all over the microphone while they eating and shit. Like, child. If I can help it, I won't be up here smacking all in y'all ears and stuff. I'm like, I can see if you're on one of those, you know, videos where that's what they do. They eat and they put the microphone right down their throat so you can hear every swallow, every gulp, every bite, every munch, every crunch, every sip, you know. But yeah, it gets a little irritating at sometimes. But anyway, so again, for those of y'all who might have a prayer left in you, you know, for some people in the B sector, send up a prayer for Brian. He's still on the sick and shut-in list. I don't know if he did the surgery that he was talking about to remove the blood clots in his leg, or if he decided to go with, you know, trying to have the doctors use some medicine to try to thin it out or whatnot. But yeah, he really didn't want to do that this morning. And you could tell in his voice that, you know, even though it seemed like a minor procedure, you know, something in and out, don't even got to stay in the hospital for it. You know, surgeries, you know, anything can happen with a surgery, even if you just get your pinky toe cut off, you know, anything could happen in a surgery. So my prayers are with him. Now, moving right along. Which topic do I want to discuss next? Okay, I'm gonna go to Brianna, not the Brianna we know, not our Brianna, but Brianna did do an interview on the person I'm talking about, and the Brianna that I'm talking about, that I'm going to be discussing the update on, that is her name. What she go by? Brianna. Hold on, let me go all the way up. Hold on, y'all. Banna Love W. That's her name. Banna Love W. Brianna Simone, our Brianna. She had interviewed another Brianna named Banna Love. And y'all know I talked a little bit about it. Certain people have been doing little updates and commentary on about it. But basically, to sum it up, Brianna had found somebody online, and she thought the girl was trolling or whatnot, because the girl had moved to LA with no money, no job, no nothing. She was basically living out of Planet Fitness. You know, Planet Fitness, 24 hours. You can go in there any time of the night, work out, shower, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's what she was doing. She was keeping her clothes in a shower, and she was washing up there and, you know, things like that. She was homeless, and she's from Ohio. But she says she's a risk taker. She likes to travel, and she was hoping to get work, get a job out there. But in the meantime, in between time, for income, what she was mainly doing was donating plasma. And if you ever donated plasma before, it won't make you rich, but it could help you buy some necessities. Maybe put a little food on your table, a little gas in your car, buy a pack of cigarettes, some pre-rolls, stuff like that. And so she had moved down to the LA and was staying out of Planet Fitness. And she then met a few guys. One guy was named Gary. He was older. They messed around for a hot second. And then she ended up meeting this other guy named Sergio. And they spent a couple of days with each other. And she really liked him. And, the last day they were together, or one of the last days they were together, he had told her she could spend the night with him in his car, because he had a kind of weird little situation too. And he was like, well, instead of you sleeping wherever, tonight, you can be with me in my car. So they went to a park. The guy said the police rolled up. He got nervous, got scared. And then he was like, okay, after getting nervous and scared because the police was, driving around him in the park, he turned to her and said, where can I drop you off? After she had already took all her stuff out of Planet Fitness, put all her stuff in his car. She's thinking she's going to be staying with him in his car. And he looked at her and said, where can I drop you off? Of course, she's homeless. She don't have a home. And his ass ended up taking her to the beach. And she slept on the beach. And after she slept on the beach, she went back to Planet Fitness, to grab some of her things. Some items were missing. Her mother ends up sending for her. I'm just trying to shorten it up. Her mother ends up sending for her to come back to Ohio because her mother was really concerned about her welfare and safety. So once back in Ohio, she's still communicating with the guy, even after what he did, leaving her on the beach by herself. She don't, she's homeless, no money, and he just left her on the beach. But for some reason, she felt the need to forgive him, and she still wanted to be with him. And so she and him were talking. He was discussing how now he's really homeless. He's staying in his car every night because he was staying in one of his family members' house who has like a border house where different people can like rent rooms or whatever. And now he was telling her that he was homeless and living in his car. So she was like, well, if you don't have no prospects, no job, no place to live, you on the streets, things like that, why don't you move here with me to Ohio? And so people were asking her, even when Brianna Simone was interviewing her, why would you have somebody move with you? You have a child who is in the custody of his father. You don't have, you're doing bad right now by yourself. You still don't have a job. You live on Section 8. This man has a criminal history. Brianna was even like, why would you want somebody with a criminal history around your baby anyway? And she was like, well, I could see if it was like, like a violent crime. And one of the crimes he was arrested in jail for was stealing dogs with his brother. I guess they were stealing dogs and reselling them. And Bree was like, you don't think stealing dogs is a violent crime? She was like, no. And then Brianna was asking her stuff like, have you checked his record? And they showed her how to check like his background and different things like that. She thought the guy was like in his 20s or something, or early 30s. But when you look at the guy, the picture that she showed Brianna, and that man looks like he's at least 45. If not older. And she's like, well, I still think he looks like 20 something. Child, I was like, I'm thinking in my whole head, is this girl still trolling us? Is she now trolling Brianna while Brianna's interviewing her? But, she claims that this is all true. And so what she wants to do or wanted to do was have him move out with her to Ohio and move in with her. People was telling her, man, don't mess up your Section 8. You in Ohio. If you mess up your Section 8 in Ohio, it's going to take you about 5 years to get back on the list. And that's still no guarantee that you can get Section 8 again, right? So she was like, "Oh, I would let them know. I would tell them, before I." How many of y'all know women who got a whole nigga up in their house on Section 8 and they ain't on the okay, they ain't on the lease, and they definitely ain't on the Section 8 application. They definitely didn't have the housing authority do a background check and all that kind of shit. It happens all the time. So with his background history, him going to jail and things like that, we're going to believe that she's going to tell Section 8 that she got a whole man living with her in her Section 8 house. I highly doubt that, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, so people is telling her, giving her some type of advice and showing their concerns and stuff. Her followers on YouTube, and I think somebody said who. I had said their name in the beginning, but their name is Brianna. Not our Brianna. Our Brianna Simone was interviewing this other girl named Brianna. And the other girl is called Banna Love W. All together. Banna Love W. All ran together. That's her YouTube channel name. And so I just want to give y'all a little update because when she last spoke to Brianna, she was telling her, how she wants the guy to move in with her. She wants to see if they could possibly, even though they both broke, maybe they can put their nickels together and come up with a plan or have a better life somehow. That's what she wishes. That's what she dreams. She was homeless, moved to LA, met another man who said he was homeless as well. She moves back. Her mom pays to move her back. She's now on Section 8, still don't have custody of her son. She's still broke. He's still broke, but she wants his broke ass to move in with her broke ass, and hopefully they'll live happily ever after. You got it? Okay. So y'all caught up. So the other day, she made a video talking about, she ain't heard from him. He ain't returning her calls. Yeah, Zion. She found his ass on Craigslist. That's where she was finding those guys, on Craigslist. So she found a guy on Craigslist and she wants him to move with her. But the other day she was like, he ain't responding to my calls. He's not answering my calls. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he found out about the interview. And people was like, well, how would he find out about the interview in the first place? Because keep in mind, Brianna had asked her, have you checked his Facebook or anything like that? When Brianna was like, well, how you not? You got a whole little baby. And you asking this man to move in with you. He got some crimes on his record. And he's broken homeless. And you haven't even ran a background check on this fool. Brianna was like, have you even checked his Facebook? And she said she don't think he has social media. That's what she told Brianna. So now she's talking about he ain't responded to her. He ain't returning her calls. And she's like, I don't know if he might have, saw the interview on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, if he ain't on social media, he just hopped on YouTube one day and saw your interview. And she was like, well, maybe somebody could have told him. I don't know, But it's kind of like she's acting like she's so upset that he called, but she'll like switch to another topic. Like she didn't even mention this nigga, just, dismissing her. Right? They had a child. I believe the child is better off where he at. And so then she went live yesterday at Walmart while she was shopping. And while she was shopping at Walmart, she started talking about the guy again. And she's like, well, I want to give you guys an update. The other day I told you guys how he wasn't responding to my call. He's not answering my calls. And she said, y'all, he has totally blocked me. I was like, come again. She said he has totally blocked me. And she said, I still don't know why. I don't know if he did it or if he was pressured to do it or something made him do it or someone made him do it. Did he do it for someone else? Did he do it for him? But she was like, he done blocked me. And he still hasn't returned any of her calls or anything like that. And now she's blocked. Now she's blocked. You know what somebody said to her in the chat? Somebody said to her in the chat, they said, wow, you still put him before your son's safety. And her response to the person in the chat was, she didn't necessarily put him before her son. She said, I just offered him a space, an opportunity, and she felt like she would have integrated him into her home and into her family. She said, I understand your concerns, but, and then she just starts another conversation. She's talking about stuff in the aisle at the Walmart and how this smelled good and that smelled good and all this kind of stuff. Oh, they got school supplies out already. Oh my gosh, for the college kids. It's like, you just hit us with that. And then she just like slides to another. She does that a lot. Just like goes to another conversation or a topic, like just like that. And then she gradually eased back into it. And somebody said, you're a good looking young chocolate dip. You don't need to be settling for no homeless stranger anyway. And her response to that was, she said, well, technically he wasn't homeless. He had a place before, he did have a place before, like a rooming boarding situation where he was renting a room. Then she said he wasn't really homeless until he started sleeping in his car. I'm like, girl, he's homeless. He's homeless. She said he's not technically homeless. He's homeless. He's homeless, girl. And she's trying to be Captain Save a Hoe. Well, I can't even say Captain. That's usually for a guy, right? Captain Save a bitch? I don't know. She's trying to save him when she should be focusing on saving herself and her child. But she did mention that she thinks her son is better off where he is. So she did mention that, and I'm sure a lot of people absolutely agree that her son is probably better off staying with his father, who is obviously able to care for him, right? So, but yeah, she did say he wasn't technically homeless. I'm like, what's technically not homeless? You either homeless or you're not. I mean, she talking about he's sleeping out there in the hot sun in LA, but he wasn't technically homeless. Anyway, she was like, well, maybe he just, maybe I just put too much pressure on him. Maybe he's scared to move all the way out here by himself. Maybe you got played. That's what I'm seeing. You got played. You went out there, met a man on Craigslist. You was homeless. He invited you the first time around to his family house where there was a boarding situation. You walking past kids, walking past other family members, other people who stand in the boarding house. He take you to your room. Y'all get it on. He takes you back to where you came from the next day, which was Planet Fitness, where she has been staying and showering and living on the sneak. Okay? Then the next time they meet, that's when he's like, oh, I can come pick you up in my car and you don't have to figure out where you're going to sleep tonight. You can sleep with me in the car. And she's thinking, oh, it's going to be some type of romantic thing. We can look at the stars, I'm like, for that age, that is not a romantic thing. Looking at the stars with another homeless motherfucker and you homeless too. Like, y'all need to be looking at some job applications. Okay. But she thought it would be all romantic and a nice gesture and stuff. So even though she was like, no, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Stay where you are. It's like 45-minute-hour drive. So, and he was like, no, it's okay. I'll do it. So she was like, okay. So she got all her shit, put in his car when he came and got her. They went to a park. They were supposed to get it on, make out or whatever, sleep there. But then he claims a cop comes, which she said she didn't even notice. And Bree was like, you mean to tell me you didn't see no cop car? You didn't see the lights and shit, but you taking his word that it was a cop? And she was like, well, yeah, he said it was a cop. Why would he lie? She must have been on her back, laid back in the seat. You know how you be trying to get it on in a car and you lay back in the cut. You can't see too much because your head is below the window. So I'm thinking it was probably that type of situation why she couldn't see. But anyway, he told her, a cop is coming. He got scared, thinking they might get a ticket or something for being in the park after hours. And that is when he said, where can I drop you off? Not can I take you back to the planet? Not can I take you back to the boarding house where I had your ass the other night when we was fucking? But now where can I drop you off? And that's when he dropped her off at the beach and left her ass there. And she had to sleep. Imagine sleeping on the beach in a city where you don't know nobody. I mean, she got like an auntie that lived there, but her and her auntie, they kind of estranged, so they don't really deal with each other like that. So basically, I'm gonna say she ain't got nobody there, and he just leaves her on the beach. And then even after that, you still want to be with him. Now she did mention that she does have some issues, like mentally. They had talked to her, when Brianna had interviewed her the first time, that she has some mental issues. She said she has manic episodes of ups and downs. She borderline personality disorder, some mental health issues and things like that. And she says a lot of times that does make her have make reckless decisions. But she has said then when she was talking to Bree, the more she's away from him, the more she wants to be with him. And I think even after he blocked her ass, that she'll probably still want to be with him. Still want to be with him. Even though it looks like she's been ghosted. My recommendation for her, my suggestion for her, is to do what a lot of the people was mentioning in the chat, and that is to seek some therapy, some counseling, some psychiatric help. Because I had said the other day, I told y'all about a story of a situation me and one of my god sisters found ourselves in years ago when we was younger that could have ended up horribly with some guys that we didn't know. I told y'all about that the other day. And it's a true story. And I just think she has a son, even though she's not the one primarily caring for him. She's still young. She has a lot to live for. I just wish that she would try to seek some type of help, to figure out why she's really doing these things that she's doing. Maybe she can get on some, I don't know. I'm not a physician. So I'm not going to say maybe she needs to be on something, or maybe she needs to take something, or maybe she, but I do think that she needs to, instead of seeking attention from these guys on Craigslist and try to move in strange homeless men with you to be around your family and your young son, I think she should look into, taking care of herself and getting herself on her feet, stuff like that. So that's the update on that. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm going to keep my eye on that story and fill you guys in with updates as needed. You said your heart aches for her. Yeah, it's... Oh, my God. Talon said that sounds like a sober dragons. Oh, my God. You said he a hoe, too. You know what? Y'all mess. And they be talking about me. Y'all in the chat, the one to be cutting up. Yes, y'all in the chat is the ones that be cutting up. But yeah, leave that baby where he at. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I got about 17 more minutes because I'm trying to keep this under an hour. The last thing I wanted to discuss. So I've been hearing y'all talk about this anti, what's that shit called? Anti-fraud something, or hold on, let me pull this information up that I got. The people's from the other sector, the anti-fraud warriors with the lady Andrea and them other people or whatever. And I've been hearing y'all talk about it. I was over there listening to Miss Things and listen to Black Lounge. One second. You said BPD. Oh, okay. Yeah, she definitely needs help. She definitely needs help. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water, y'all. Over here choking and shit. Anyway, so I've been watching a little bit of that, and I was over there as Black Lounge Divine, and what's her name again? Miss Things. They were discussing kind of what had went down with that Andrea lady and with the anti-fraud people and with Shakim and Code. And I was listening to that. It was kind of interesting. And then I went live about it yesterday. And Grown Folks TV had hit my panel. And he kind of, talked about some of the things that went down in the past, the history in that sector with that situation, right? So then, today, King Roman News went live. And King Roman News, his stance on this whole thing is, he's like, shit, they come over here and they talk about us. They come over here and do lies about us, trying to spill tea on us, trying to, dig into our history and roast and drag us and all this kind of stuff. He said, why can't we do the same thing over there? He was like, people keep talking about, if y'all go over there, y'all keep going over there, then all the subscribers is going to go over there and da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, subscribers is going to go where the tea is. Subscribers to me can only be so loyal to us. Why? Because if you're in this sector, you're here for the shit, you're here for the mess, you're here for the tea, right? And if there is adjacent sectors that is about the shit, about the tea, and about the mess, then naturally some of you, and including me, some of us are going to gradually go over there and be nosy. Because that's what we're here for. We're not here to kumbaya and pray all day and read Bible verses and shit like that. We're here for the mess, the tea, and the shit. And King Roman is absolutely right about that. You can't stop subscribers. Even if the content creators don't go over to these other sectors, you can't stop the subscribers from going over there. And as long as they're going to go over there and they want to listen to the shit that's going over there, why can't certain people over here do commentary on it? Because they come over here and do commentary on us, right? And I get it that some people are like, man, forget them. I'm not interested in them. I don't want to know about them. Da, 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 da. But I see what King Roman is saying. Like, they're making money off of us. They're doing videos on us. They're getting our subscribers. They're building their channels off of our backs. So King Roman is like, fuck it. I'm going to start doing what the fuck they doing to us, to them. And he was talking about, the court documents that everybody's been talking about recently with the anti-fraud warriors, the AFWs or whatever they call. And he said when he do his run it back next week, that he's going to have some documents, some court documents. And I guess he's going to start doing commentary on them as well as doing commentary on, his other stuff like trending news, celebrities, and, of course, the B sector. I don't have a problem with that. Again, I say all the time, as a subscriber, because I was a subscriber first as well before I became a content creator years ago. And most of us are subscribers first. So we have to sometimes think as a subscriber. Sometimes as a subscriber, we might get bored with what's going on. We might get tired of repetitive storylines. Some people think, the B sector is dead when it's really not dead. Sometimes it just gets a little dry. But then it always picks back up, But, as a subscriber, we're always looking for content and we're going towards the content. So, again, I have no problem with what he said, but when it comes to them court docs, child, I got them too. And they are very, very, very interesting. Now, that one lady, she put a copy of a page from the court doc on her community wall. It had her name on there and everything. I found that court doc along with a whole bunch of other court docs that was in the same, basically, file or documents or case. And it's so much shit. I mean, the shit been going since 2021. Since 2021. Matter of fact, let's see, the first thing was filed and entered on August 1st of 2021. That's as far back as I can see. And the most recent filing was May 2nd of 2024. And that was an order on motion for entry of default. Now, the piece of court doc that lady showed on her page the other day, that was from November 3rd of 2022. That's in there as well, an order on motion to dismiss. But right after that, it was an order, then a request for summons, then the summons was issued, then a response to order to show cause, then a motion for default judgment, then an order on the motion for default judgment, then a motion for entry of default, and the most recent one was order on motion for entry of default. So it's still things going on with that case. Or at least it was after the date of the paperwork that person showed. Now, King Roman, he said he's going to start, checking into the documents, doing a little review, doing a little commentary on it, talk about them the way they are talking about us, even though some of them over there are basically trying to make threats. Like when Conscious and them was over there on YouTube cameras, she got really upset because she was like, how dare you? You know how YouTube cameras talk. How dare you come over here and try to threaten me? Do it if you want to. Do it if you want to. I love me some YouTube cameras. She's like, how dare you? How dare you? So, some people don't want certain things to come out, even though a lot of people in their sector already know about those certain things. But you know how it is. Once a whole nother sector comes into play, that's totally different, right? That's totally different. But yeah, it's a lot of court documents out there. And they're public record. They're public records, like a lot of things are. That civil case is a public record. Anybody can look it up. Anybody can look it up. So I'm looking forward to King Roman's show next week because, like I said, I got the docs too, bitch. I got the docs too. So maybe we can, have a little conversation, see where he's going to go along that line of the conversation. Because, it seems like an interesting case. And then I was like, when I was looking at the docs and I noticed like all the names on the documents, and a lot of the names was like YouTuber names. I'm like, what in the what is what? Hold on, matter of fact, let me pull up. I'm not gonna show it, but let me pull up. Let's see. Parties. Okay. The defendants. Okay. Now some of these have their regular names on there. Some of these have regular names on there, but some of them is like, they must be either company names or organization names. Yeah, they're organization names. Some of them seems to be YouTube channel names, and some of them are actually real government names. And some of the people, of course, that's over here that done tried to become a part of the B sector who are now claiming B sector, their names are on there too. So, real interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing, what views King Roman is going to, have on these, or which direction, his conversation will go again as far as that. But yeah, he said he's going to start doing that on Run It Back. He's like, fuck that shit. They want to talk about us and do commentary on us and drag us and all that other shit. He's like, hey, fair play. Fair play. Now, I know some people don't want to speak about any of the shit because there have been people out there that seeming like they're trying to threaten. If somebody discuss, their situation over here. But like Roman said, how can y'all be mad if we want to discuss shit that y'all been through when y'all discussing shit that we've been through and that we are going through? So again, some people over here think it's fair play. And it'll add to the commentary. It'll add to the commentary. When it gets dry over here, what happens? A lot of people go to these other sectors and they bring information back, they bring tea back, and a lot of them is the subscribers. Most content creators are even over in these adjacent sectors because of the subscribers. So yeah, the subscribers that's who I used to see all the time on the panels. Subscribers hitting the link. Did y'all hear about what happened over there? Did y'all hear about what happened over there? Did y'all hear about it was mostly the subscribers who was bringing back the tea, bringing back the bones. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Again, if you guys haven't already liked and shared the video, please make sure you like and share the video on your way out if you didn't do it on your way in. And I did manage to keep it under an hour. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I wasn't trying to be here too long with you guys tonight. I know Brianna is going live soon. So those of y'all who follow Brianna, she'll be live in about 15 minutes, I believe. So if y'all want to go over there and check out Brianna, she's going live next. At least that's what it says on her wall on her YouTube channel. So I'm going to go over there and watch her, give her a click and a view as well. But other than that, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day again. I'm going to send out a prayer for one of our beef sector content creators, and that is Brian, because he is on the sick and shut-in list, and he is dealing with some health issues right now. And I'm sure he would appreciate the prayers, especially if they're genuine. But anyway, y'all, send a prayer for him up. You know, if the spirit moves you to send a prayer up to him, please do so. Other than that, you guys, again, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Don't forget, we also have a membership, so you can feel free to join our membership as well. And if you want to donate to the commentary, it's $ the hood table 402. Thank you so much. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.